everybody, and welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast. It's the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a jail cell of craft brew on the side. I'm Jade.
And I'm Nate, and on this episode, we are busting out of Chapter 18 of Blood of the Fold. I am 100% convinced they do not allow you to drink beer in jail.
They should, though.
I mean, let's put it this way.
Maybe not.
If they allowed you to, I would have a much greater reason for trying to get myself locked up.
I was gonna say, I mean, you're being punished, so maybe not. But
3 hots and a cot and some craft beer, I'm in.
That's probably why they don't.
Like, no, I didn't actually commit any crimes. Can I stay here?
Yeah, this is better.
But before we get into the chapter, I wanted to thank everybody who reached out on our Facebook page to wish Jade a happy birthday.
Thank you!
Yeah, it was really cool. There were so many people on there. I was like, look, they love you.
I
Look
know,
at all
I felt
of them.
very special. So I want to say thank you, too. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, well, let's get into the chapter. We got our beers? Check?
Yeah.
Check? All right, we're set.
This is birthday beer. I got
Birthday
it for
beer? That's
birthday.
right. This is a gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
It's going straight through to the week. It's going to be a great week.
We are going to review your gift here in just a minute, too,
Yeah.
so hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah. I'm not worried.
No, me either. All right, so when this chapter opens, we rejoin Verna in the Prelate's office, a prisoner of her paperwork, which I loved. I'm in a prison made out of paper. I'm like, yeah, me too, sister. Just as she feared. Now, for some dumb reason, she is required to initial every single expense report so the people knew that the prelate herself cared, and that's so they wouldn't price gouge. That was the whole point of her putting her initials on paper.
Yeah. If they know that the prelate is watching, then people aren't going to try to take advantage, and then they'll know that she actually cares, and they won't be sad or...
It's a very frustrating train of thought.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, she couldn't have appointed somebody she trusts that people will trust because they trust her?
Now, see, that's where I would be at with the prelacy or whatever they call it. Like, yeah, I'm in charge now. You do the paperwork. And, then that will be our little office of signatures or whatever. Oh, that's on there. It's official. It's good.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't imagine that that's not how it's supposed to work.
It's gotta be.
Like, we know that Anne had a ton of other shit going on, so that bitch was not signing her name at that time of day.
She could not have been doing this all day.
No.
Silly. Just silly. So she hears a knock at the door and assumes it's one of her admins wanting to bring her more forms, which, I mean, we know she can throw a fireball. Just saying. It'd be tempting.
You don't want to push her? Is that what you're
one
saying?
step inside that door, and I will fry every single one of those forms, and then nobody gets paid.
One more paper tonight.
Now, Verna had handpicked sisters Phoebe and Dulcie for these positions, using their experience and also to keep them close, which was smart. And it's the same reason why she's also using Leoma and Philippa
or whatever.
Philippa, yeah, as trusted advisors. So she's like, yeah, you guys know what you're doing, but also I can keep an eye on you.
Yeah, they were also the ones that were assholes to her way back before she got picked as prelate. So it's like enemies close type of thing. Or friends close, enemies closer. You all know the saying. And
it's just some sort of beautiful justice where she's like, hey, remember when you guys were being bitches? See how I'm in charge now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all. Go ahead.
Except it kind of seems like they're running her around right now, as opposed to the other way.
Yeah, they're giving her the busy work.
Yeah.
They keep bringing the forms in. As per mentioned, the fireball thing would be in question. But she's not exactly thrilled to see any of these people when they come through her door.
No.
Especially when they're followed by an incessant knocking that won't stop. Anyways, the knock comes again, and in enters Warren, who we don't mind to see. Warren we like.
No, she was probably like, fuck yeah, thank you.
But Dulcie's right behind him. She sneaks in there, and she's like, oh, those reports coming. You got that stack? I got another stack. Dulcie, listen to me. Dulcie, listen. Now, she goes into this a little bit. She had just read this report about how some horses and tack were missing, and the stable owner, right, Finch,
Yeah.
he wants to get money back for the horses since they just up and vanished. So the story doesn't line up.
No.
Partially because, well, they're on an island. I think they get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But she goes, Dulcie, where the fuck did the horses go?
What happened to them?
They can't fly unless unicorns are a thing we haven't discussed. I want you to go figure it out.
Yeah. He's pulling one over on us. And Dulcie gets all like, you can't accuse somebody of that. She's like, no, fuck you. Where are the horses?
Yeah. And in a perfect world, an accusation should never, ever, ever be something you're hesitant to lay. I'm just saying, like, how many people are hesitant to accuse somebody of wrongdoing because the punishment is so much worse if they don't have proof? Like, let's air it out. If you suspect somebody of doing some fuckery, call them out.
Yeah.
And then
if
see
you have
where
good
it goes.
Reason. Like,
yeah,
don't
if
just,
you have good reason.
Don't just, like, wildly accuse people of shit.
Right, but if there's evidence of any kind behind it after the accusation has been aired, then people go, oh, shit, maybe you're onto something.
Yeah,
as opposed to, you don't have proof, you're going to die.
She's like, hey, the horses are missing off the island mysteriously. Also, the tack? They just put the tack on themselves and ran off? That's okay. Get your ass out of the stables.
Right. I fucking love how she's like, look, okay. You tell him if we don't find the horses, we're going to take it out of his paycheck. And to recoup the tack, we're going to take it out of his ass. I think she actually said hide, but I was like, oh, that's a good one, Verna. You're good at this job.
Well, basically, figure it out where they fucking just vanished off to, or if he got money for them, then he's not getting money for them twice.
Right, we're taking the money, obviously,
Yeah.
and then his ass is going to be in jail.
Yeah, double dipping motherfucker.
Dirty. Can't do that on the Palace of the Prophets, man. We're here doing the Creator's work.
Right.
What the fuck? So once she has left off to her duty, Warren tries to get Verna to just chill out a little bit. Oh, wow, you like that one. That gotcha. But it doesn't really help out. She's super worked up over this. She's literally crying. She's got tears in her eyes, right? And she's frustrated, and she lists off a ton of mundane shit that she has to review. And all Warren can do is suggest that, well, I mean, if they're having you do it, it must be important.
He said it like 2 or 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
Like, must be important.
Gotta be, right? So, here's a little revelation that I just realized last week at work. So, we punch in and out on jobs as required so they can keep track of our time, and we know what to quote the companies that we work for. Recently, they decided that it'd probably be more effective and way better for the environment if we did this on a computer instead of paper sheets. So now, in the mornings, I have to go punch in on a computer, like for the job, but they have not stopped using the paper sheets yet. I have to fill out 2 forms every day. And that way, they say that, now we can check the paper, across from the computer and make sure everything is legit, which is fine. Except the other 2 buildings have not done this in 3 months. So literally filling out paperwork for 0 reason. And I was like, holy shit, Verna, I get you. Because it's maddening. And if it's missing, it's a huge problem. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. You're not even going to look at it.
Yeah, it's going to go in the trash probably. Yeah.
Just, I don't have patience for shit like that. So, I mean, I get it. It's not going to make me cry.
Yeah.
Maybe I've considered it, but.
No, I mean, that's why I stopped filling out time cards at my work. The paper ones, because I punch it on my phone, and then...
Yeah, like it's done.
I saw another coworker doing one, and I brought it up to my boss, and I was like, I haven't done that in like a year. And he was like, it's fine, it doesn't matter. I just throw them out anyways. And I was like, that's what I thought, I just want to make sure. So I saved my ass, not much, like 5 minutes of work.
Maybe I need to do that. Just bring it up and be like, hey, I'm not going to do this. It's pointless. And the last of these invoices, I guess, is for 2 gravediggers asking a very pretty penny for their services. Like, super expensive hole to be dug.
Yeah.
She's just like, it's shit like this. This is not what the prelate should be doing.
No.
Yet here I am. And Warren suggests that, hey, why don't you just take a little break? Let's go get some air and get out of here for a minute, okay? Now, he's implying more. Hey, let's leave your office right now. And it takes a little eyebrow wag. I can't do it for some reason while I'm talking, which is silly. And that's when she realizes, oh, he wants to, like, talk. So we have to get out of here. So they leave past Phoebe, who won't stop calling Verna Prelate. And I can kind of understand what happens here because she's already on edge. She's like, dude. Stop, okay? We've known each other for a long-ass time. We've been friends since way back in the day. We got in trouble together. You know, we were always sent to scrub pots for... Glances at Warren. For stuff. Stuff that I'm not going to mention here. So stop, okay?
Yeah.
Just and little things like that can get to you when you're already stressed.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially if it's somebody you've known forever. And I feel like, I don't know, there's got to be like a weird passive aggressiveness to a lot of the way that people call her Prelate, because everyone started doing it immediately.
Yeah, oh yeah.
She didn't get a chance to go from Verna to Prelate. And, you know, some of them are kind of like doing it with a barb, you know?
Either a barb or just they don't know how to act now that she is the Prelate. She's like, yes, Prelate. Like the fact that we've known each other for 400 years is out the window because now you hold a title.
Yeah, now you're above me.
Which is why people with titles get very, like, full of themselves.
Yeah.
It might not even be to a fault of their own, but it happens. Like, I'm the boss. Even boss. Like, I'm in charge. So, yeah. And everybody freaks out because now that's the boss.
Power corrupts.
You're going to forget about that shit that we did back in the day, right, boss? Because that's not going to come back to bite me.
No, I'm not, and you shouldn't either, so don't call me fucking Prelate, okay?
So he tells Verna that they are going to go see Sister Simona. This is the thing that he couldn't say, and the eyebrow waggle was needed.
Yeah.
He tried to see her earlier, but the guards wouldn't let him in.
Yeah, apparently they are blocking access to that bitch.
Which, I understand why he wanted to, because he's been studying some stuff, and we'll talk about that in a second. But, like, who is he to go busting open jail cells and be like, I want to talk to your prisoner?
Well, I guess technically she's not, like, a criminal. She's just insane. So, like, I mean, they shouldn't be holding her like that, right?
I mean, yes, it seemed a little bit weird, but I know, like, you can't just walk into a mental health facility and be like, I want to talk to some person.
No,
without any sort of, like, reason for being there.
Yeah.
Technically, you gotta be family or a doctor.
Yeah.
Warren, I was going to say Verna, Warren is neither of those. No. So I understand kind of why they didn't let him in.
He has no authority, yeah.
Right. So, if he can get Verna to come with him, she can flash that cool little ring she's got. They should be able to walk right in.
Yeah!
Seeing how she's the boss.
Yeah.
The Prelate.
He's like, let's fucking use your new cool abilities.
Yeah. Hey, let's take advantage of this situation. Boss lady. Big wink.
Hey, best friend!
So, when they get a second to sit and think that they might be alone, she finally asks Warren, what the fuck is up? And he says, okay, check it out. I've been reading a lot of stuff in the vaults. I know. Shocker. And some of it has been about dreams. Simona has been having dreams.
Ta-da!
See? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so I just got this hunch, Chief, whatever. The killer, right, wrote the name in blood on the wall, red blood. And Steve, in accounting, drives a red car.
Okay.
Boom. What do you think about that?
It seems a little thin the way he says it. The way he's like, she has dreams. I do too, Warren. But, like, I think that the difference is that she's having weird